Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Dumb Crumb. I'm Angie Smith.
And I'm Brad Smith.
And we like food. And we almost like talking about food more than we actually like food. So, this is what you're going to get with our podcast. Every week, or maybe every 2 weeks, we are going to select a food topic or select a restaurant, select maybe even a condiment, and talk about that.
Yes, whatever happens to come to our minds as we're going through, we won't always agree.
Which is what makes it fun.
Yes, and as a disclaimer, again, it's just our opinions. Hopefully most of the viewers will find that they agree with our opinions, or maybe not. And hopefully as you watch these videos out on the various sites they'll be posted to, you'll give your feedback and ideas of what you may like to see us talk about in the future. So for really our first episode here tonight, with Halloween approaching, we decided we'll talk about Halloween. Some various Halloween candies that I'm sure a lot of you will see or have had over the years. First, I wanted to give a little background about, I guess, really the concept of Halloween itself. As some of you may or may not know, Halloween was based, everyone thinks, on the Celtic celebration of Samhain. The Celts would dress up in scary costumes. They felt that spirits would roam the night. They felt by dressing up it would scare them off. And then around the 3rd century, a great group that has been known throughout the many millennia for improving great things, my people, the Catholics, got involved. And Pope Gregory III then decided that they would put their twist on things and created All Saints' Day, and the evening before then became All Hallows' Eve, which then became Halloween. And they kept a lot of the Samhain traditions, which still involved people dressing up. I don't really know enough of how that Catholics kept that, the Pope kept that, but that eventually evolved into what we have today at the modern Halloween. It came over to America and kind of started out in the South and spread out through the rest of the country of children dressing up, still keeping that scary motif, and giving out candy. And that is what we're going to get into tonight and talk about some of the candies that we both like, some that we dislike, some that one of us likes, and the other finds disgusting.
There's a couple of them that one of us likes and the other does not like. So
yes,
it'll be a good, healthy debate.
And I kind of wanted to start with a couple of things that, as a child, I never wanted to knock on a door and ever see. One being fruit. Growing up, there was, in one neighborhood we lived at, there was an old woman that eventually, after 2 years of knocking on her door and her producing a bowl of fruit, me and my friends would never go back to. I don't know how you felt about getting fruit.
I don't remember growing up if I ever got any fruit. Maybe the occasional apple.
Yes, there was.
Which I guess wasn't the worst thing in the world, but certainly not exciting for a 5-year-old.
Yes, I assumed that she just didn't want to buy candy, and this is what she happened to have, was fruit she would buy. And then the second thing is the popcorn ball.
He doesn't want to see. You don't want to see that?
No, I never wanted to get a popcorn ball because this was something.
One of my all-time favorites.
No, we popped popcorn at my house all the time, so this was something that I would see, 2 or 3 times a week.
Constantly.
And
but not in ball form, though.
No, not in ball form. Yeah. No. And we won't try this because I bought this for the show actually today. And I won't tell anyone where I bought it because I don't want to slam a store that I like. But I bought this today, and it expired last week. So maybe.
Did you get it cheap? Hopefully.
Yes, it was very cheap, but it was also expired. So maybe we'll give this to one of the dogs later.
I almost thought that it was a styrofoam, supposed to be a fake popcorn ball and not a real one. But as I see the package, I know it's the real deal, even though it's a week old.
Yes.
See, already disagreeing, because I love getting homemade popcorn balls as a Halloween treat. I haven't had one in years, but I obviously will not be eating that one tonight. So,
growing up for me, it was very much chocolate.
Yes.
It's
always a winner.
Yes. In the South, everyone, it was really chocolate what you wanted, or at least in my household.
Now, was it chocolate, the Mars and the Hershey's, or was it the offshoot chocolate like some of the other smaller companies like Palmer, I know is one, but the Kit Kat or a Hershey's Mars product was probably always the creme de la creme, like what everybody wanted, right?
Well, for me, the one I liked, which growing up as a child was my favorite, the creme de la creme for me was the Snickers bar.
Yes.
This is what we always wanted to get, or what
Yep.
I always wanted to get.
Yep.
And being the oldest in my family, we would go out, and getting a lot of these were fantastic because my siblings were young enough after the night was over. We would go back, and they would be willing. I was more about quality, where they were about quantity.
Quantity, yes.
So I could easily go and take, a couple of Dum Dum suckers, which to me were nothing.
Terrible.
Were nothing, and I could give them 2 of those and get a Snickers from them.
There you go.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to them.
Unbeknownst
right?
to them, they were being cheated.
Right.
But
right.
they thought they were getting the best of me until they got older and realized that, hey,
Snickers.
this is Brad's.
It's not a fair trade.
No, I was
Dum Dum.
I was burning mad off them,
Yeah.
in the Halloween hierarchy of candy. So yes, Snickers was the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
There were not a lot of, offshoot chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't really think, I guess unless maybe it was the Tootsie Roll, I guess.
Yeah. Well, here's one that I particularly don't care for. It's the Almond Joy. And, I like chocolate and I like coconut, but there's something about that candy in particular that's very just lackluster for me. It doesn't really do anything. There's no caramel, there's no nuts, no nougat. It's just kind of blah. So, yeah, I'm going to have to pass on that. I never wanted to get that. And if I did, I would just give it to my mom, who I know is a big Almond Joy fan.
And for me, I am the opposite of this. I love the Almond Joy. Whereas on the opposite, even though we don't have any, which I didn't buy because I dislike them,
The
even though they had them, is the Mounds.
Yeah. So what's the difference again between the Mounds and the Almond Joy? So they have the almond in it with the milk chocolate?
Yes, and I believe the Mound is the dark chocolate.
And just coconut, right?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I could probably tolerate maybe that one because I like dark chocolate, but never was a fan of either.
Yes, and I'm a fan of the coconut, and yes, but it has to have the almond on it. The Mounds, I think, are.
Now, do they make the Mounds in the minis? Because I don't remember.
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do.
They
okay.
do. They do. They
okay.
make them in the minis.
Okay.
But now, since you were talking about kind of an an offshoot brand.
Palmer is big on dollar store, I think.
Yes, but we can
General.
also, something different we'll talk about is the Take 5, which you sometimes don't see, well, occasionally you do in stores, but Take 5 I don't consider a candy bar, which we've kind of talked about this before.
And it's a Hershey product.
It is a Hershey's product. Okay. And
let's open it up right now.
Yes. You will occasionally see these. I don't really consider this a candy bar because it has although they are good, it has a pretzel in it, which gives it a bit of a salty kick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could pass as more of like an energy
bar.
But something.
And what else is in here besides pretzel?
Well, here's something interesting in it. I was joking with my lovely wife, Sarah. Hello, honey. Which I'll throw out there. Although it says chocolate, I don't say that it has chocolate in it. I like to say that it has mocklet. Because if you look at the ingredients, chocolate is about the 7th or 8th ingredient down. It says a lot of vegetable oil and cocoa butter.
Mm.
Whereas the next candy bar we'll talk about actually does have milk chocolate as the first. So for viewers out
mocklet.
there,
I like
yes,
that. New word. That's a new word we have created tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Other candy bars you'll look, if you see on the back and it says milk chocolate is the first ingredient.
Let's just look here like at a Reese's and just see. Yeah, number 1 ingredient, very first one, milk chocolate.
That's where you can tell if you're getting real milk chocolate. It'll say milk chocolate on there. This you'll see on some, you're not really getting a lot of chocolate, so it's mocklet.
So I see when I bit into it, it looks like 4 pretzel rods. That it's kind of encased in these 4 pretzels with some caramel, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. It's good. I like it. I mean, it's got that salty, kind of sweet taste, which is good. But it would not be, if I really had a hankering for a candy bar, a craving, this would not be what I would go
this
to.
Reminds me
but it's good.
This reminds me of like some chocolate-covered granola bars that I've had. I like these.
Yeah. The Mojo, the Cliff bars. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it reminds me of something they're like trying to get a child to eat something somewhat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
And it's fun size, or it's bite size because
Yeah.
just the right size.
And it is different. Which now,
Yeah.
if we want to go over to something that is milk chocolate, it will taste a lot better.
Yeah. The standard.
The standard bearer, the flag bearer of all candy bars is the original Hershey's, which is just milk chocolate, which has been around forever.
Yeah. How long has it been around, do you know? 1800s maybe?
Oh, no, it can't be the... Well, maybe it is the late 1800s. I don't know.
Someone out there maybe research that and post it on our Facebook page.
We're going to assume... we'll just go with 1800s and assume that...
Maybe like late 1800s, like Coca-Cola, Hershey's. I don't know.
But very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
And it melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
And I can remember once in a while growing up for Halloween, I wouldn't get these, but I would get like the actual bar. And so what's great about that is you could section it out, unwrap it and like break off a couple of pieces, like if you were making s'mores.
Yes.
So that was a big treat, getting actually a big bar like that. But this will also work.
And I couldn't find any, but I prefer the Hershey's almond.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember as a kid over the years, as I'm guessing the economy has changed, when you buy it, I'd always flip over the back to see how many almonds were in the back. And now when you flip it over, it's like, where's Waldo? I'm trying to see the almonds that are in there. But I still enjoy them. Yes. It's like almond chips. But, good stuff.
Now, something we don't have, but they make the Hershey's like minis, where you have the Hershey's milk chocolate, Hershey's with almond, I believe.
Yep.
The dark chocolate.
Yep, the special dark.
The special dark. And then they also had, I believe, the Mr. Goodbar, which
Mr. Goodbar.
I am not a fan of Mr. Goodbar, and I'll tell you why. I like chocolate, and I like nuts, so in theory I should like it. But I remember watching a Friday the 13th installment. I don't remember which one. I think Brad knows the one I'm talking about.
New Beginning.
It was a New Beginning.
Yep.
It was a movie, right? Not the TV show.
Yep. It was a movie.
And there was a scene where I believe someone who was about to be killed by Jason was eating a Mr. Goodbar. And for whatever reason, in my almost 39 years, that has haunted me. And I cannot eat a Mr. Goodbar for that reason. Do you know the exact scene? Maybe we can post the scene online.
If we can find it, I believe...
I don't know if I have that film, actually.
On a movie file, but I've seen that movie. I think that was the character. They, of course, as everyone knows, there's been 8,000.
Or was it New Beginning? Was this like
it was the New Beginning with the character of Tommy in it. But we don't want to get off track. But yes, it was New Beginning, and someone was handing someone, a Mr. Goodbar.
Now, was it a mini or was it a big one?
No, it was the big.
It was a big
Mr.
one.
Goodbar,
I can't to this day. I still equate those two together. Very odd.
Yes.
But.
Yes. But I enjoy Mr. Goodbar because, Jason's got to kill. And
they're good bars, right?
Yes, they are good bars. I do enjoy them. That's something else we had talked about, something here we'll have to open two of at the same time because they're supposedly the same thing, are the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Am I doing this one, the pumpkin, or am I doing this one?
We're going to do both.
Okay.
So grab one of each.
Okay.
Let's start with Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
All right. So this is probably, out of everything on this table that you guys have seen so far, this is probably my favorite. I absolutely love a good old Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Now, my wife absolutely loves Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I have always liked them. I've always thought, when I was a kid, I've always thought there's been a difference between how they've made them when I was a child and now, because I've always thought they changed the peanut butter up. And they are good. And when you taste the one that has the wrapper in the cup, they are good. I mean, I do like them. But then now, if you open up the one that is the pumpkin, and they make these seasonal. They do a pumpkin, they do an egg.
Tree, Christmas time, I think, yeah. Well, first of all, does this really look like a pumpkin? Looks kind of oval.
Well, I've seen them where they make. Seen them where they make them actually orange, like a pumpkin.
Reese's?
Yes.
Really? I have not seen that. So we'll go. This is a pumpkin shape. So we're gonna try this.
So if you taste it, it's creamier.
Like everything's creamier, the chocolate and the peanut butter.
Yes, and the reason behind that is I think it's a little bit saltier, and you have a greater, because it's a different shape and it's not wrapped up. You have a greater, you get more peanut butter in it because of the new shape they're having to go with.
Right, because it's maybe more compact.
Yeah, there's not as much chocolate as you do with a cup. So, and I wish they would sell something like that. I'd rather have this than the cup. Because it
I don't
is. There's
know.
more peanut butter. It just seems creamier because I think there's more salt in it.
Yeah. Now, what about
But I could be insane.
They're both good to me.
Yeah.
Well, they're like the miniature Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes, which I like the miniatures
Yes.
better than the regular. I will
Yes.
eat a miniature over the regular.
Yeah, they almost kind of have
any
like
day.
a hard, like when you bite down on it, there's kind of that hard, not a crunch, but just the way the chocolate kind of breaks into the peanut butter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good. It's hard to explain.
Yes.
I mean, someone out there probably knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
But yeah, Reese's are definitely one of my absolute favorites.
Now, something we can try, which I found, is when they will take something new not something new, something very old or anything, and they repackage it because of the holiday. And this,
Zombie food.
Zombie food that's a Sky Bar. And Sky Bar is something which I know about from watching too much a Food Network. Sky Bar is a candy that has been around since the late 1930s. And prior to that, I believe it was pretty much Hershey's or just candy bars in general. It was pretty much just you had a choice of chocolate or chocolate with occasion like nuts or something in it. Okay. And then when Sky Bar came out, Sky Bar was a candy bar that had pretty much 4 sections. And the sections, if I remember this right, and one of the viewers, correct me on this if I'm wrong, but you had a choice of like caramel, liquid chocolate, vanilla, and peanut butter.
Like a vanilla filling?
Yes,
okay.
But the candy bar had 4 separate chocolates. And what they have here is Zombie Food, which has red caramel inside, and I guess an assortment of either something shaped like brains, feet, or hearts. So they've done a Sky Bar for Halloween.
So first of all, I am not familiar with the Sky Bar concept, and I know one of the things that Brad and I talked about for this episode is I'm not really big on the gross out candy, like the eyeballs that are squishy, or I see a box of burgers over there. I don't know if that's really my thing, but what did I say?
Well, I know you like gummy, so we'll do it next.
Boogers. Okay.
Boogers, yeah. Yes.
So let's try. I don't know about this. I might open it, take a small bite.
I got a brain that was already crushed with.
Oh, so they're actually a body part when you open it up.
I had a brain,
I see.
A chocolate brain that had red caramel inside.
It looks like I also got the brain, and oh yeah, see this does not.
It's good.
This does not appeal to me.
This is good. This is actually pretty good.
See? I got the red.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not bad. It's a.
Actually, when I look at this, it looks like it actually has chocolate and the red filling.
This tastes not bad.
It's almost like a ganache, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, It's actually better than what I thought. And if I really didn't look at it and think about what I was eating, I could probably eat this just,
and
sitting watching at the TV.
Excuse me. Sky Bar is not something that I can say other than seeing this, I don't think I have ever seen outside of maybe a candy store. I don't think I've ever seen a Sky Bar just like in the checkout line ever.
So what's the normal wrapper look like? Because I've never. I mean, if I have seen them, I'm not familiar with them.
Well, in a candy store, I've seen them where it just says like Sky Bar, and it looks like you see like the 4 sections in it. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen one in years. And when
I noticed you got it at World Market, so maybe more of a specialty type of store.
Yes.
These are not going to be in your local Walmart end cap or checkout lane. Okay, we've had all this chocolate for the first several minutes, so I want some gummies, and we're going to open up the infamous.
Yes, and this is another where they have changed something to, gross out for Halloween, and it is the box of boogers, tangy gummy boogers that look and feel real. Now, I will say going in, she likes gummy things. I despise all things gummy. I have never liked the feel of them.
I do. I like the dots, which we actually have some dots on the table, the juju fruits, all of that. I've always been a big fan of gummy stuff. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I think I'm really going to like this one.
Box of boogers. The box looks disgusting. These do not.
Now, do these have like sugar on them? Like kind of coated, like kind of like sometimes gummy worms have like a little bit of sugar coating?
This does not look like it.
Okay. Well, we have flavors: Snottermelon, sour green boogie, and then lemon loogie. So it's going to be
a
crapshoot what we get here. I think they'll probably all taste the same, really. What kind did you get? Yellow?
Yeah, I just got...
I'm going to go with the green. Okay. They just look like gummies.
Yeah.
That's all they look like.
A blob of gummy.
Yeah. I feel like I need a piece of ginger, after you eat sushi to kind of cleanse the palate from the chocolate, but we're going to try this anyway. They're like thicker. They're more, sturdier in the gummy world.
Well,
I like those.
I'm not
Those
going,
are coming home with me.
I'm not going to judge because I do not like gummy. And I know people love them, especially that, what is it, Haribo, that's considered the
Haribo.
standard bearer
Haribo.
of gummy bears.
Yes, in the gold package. Yeah.
Yeah, you can take those home.
I will definitely take these home and hide these for my kids,
Okay.
for sure. They are very good. Box of... All right, what else we got here?
Now, something I did get, which I have never seen the point of, this was actually something else that I never liked seeing as a child.
Did you get these as a child?
Yes, we would occasionally get these as a child.
Occasionally, yeah, me too.
And I never liked them. Were the wax lips, the wax things, and even these on the back say, play now, chew later. And the playing now, I could see it was the chewing later that, you might as well have been just taking a big bite of a candle. Because chewing these, to me, you could never chew them because it was like, they're wax.
Yeah.
And chewing them, it was chewing a candle. There was never, I don't know if they were expecting it to be like gum, but...
Now, these are the ones that, they don't have any juice or anything in them, right?
No,
I'm
these
thinking
do
of
not.
like the wax bottles.
I remember the wax bottles, and
Yeah.
I think they may have had some lips that had juice in them, but these were
Yeah. Yeah, Brad's totally right about taking a big bite of a candle. I put it in my mouth, and it immediately comes out because...
Yeah, they're slightly...
Cherry flavored. Is that what the cherry flavor is?
They're slightly flavored, and you can kind of a slight smell of it, but trying to chew these, I remember it's,
Yeah, not appealing to me.
No, as a kid...
Give these to the kids that you really don't like in the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, we only got the 2. So.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a fan.
No. And then something else we would occasionally get, even though they've come a long way from the ones I got just because of the movie popularity, was the Ring Pops.
This is Avengers Edition? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Now, the Ring Pops, which they're still popular, the ones I would get as a kid, I'm sure you probably saw, were just the ring.
Yes,
with
like the giant jewel.
Yeah,
we would get those like at swimming lessons growing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, these
look like they have some sort of coating on them. I guess they are a special edition, like Avengers style, but...
Now, these they've come out, which I have the Hulk.
Captain America?
Yes. Now, I never, as a kid, cared much for these because I was never really a real fan of a sucker unless it was a chocolate Tootsie Roll sucker with a soft chew in the middle.
Yes, the chewy, the Tootsie Rolls.
And I don't know if the only thing I know that the kids are doing with these from reading an article on Yahoo is they're dumping Molly on these in the club
these
scene.
days.
Yes, these days they're putting Molly on them.
Molly.
Yes, that's the popular thing to do now is Molly. Yes. Not that we're promoting that here on the program.
No, we don't have any Molly here.
We have no Molly, but we have the Ring Pops.
So I'm going to try it. So on the back, you have more of like the jewel, like that clear, kind of that hard candy.
Yeah.
And then it almost looks like there's some sort of like a fondant or a frosting.
Yeah, and there I am.
It's kind of coating it. It's not bad.
No, it tastes like
Yeah, I like this.
Sorry.
Although I think I prefer the old Ring Pop, like the red jewel, because red to me always tastes better, the color.
This does have like a...
But
In fact, I just bit off part of the Hulk's hair.
It's not very sturdy, I've noticed.
No,
it comes off pretty quick.
No.
Yeah, it's certainly not bad.
But with the being the Avengers and the popular stuff, this would be popular with the kids this year.
Yeah.
So,
not bad. I actually like that. Kind of a nice stroll down memory lane since I have not had a Ring Pop in I don't know how long. So what else? What else we got here? So actually something Brad had just mentioned was the Tootsie Roll Pops. And he had mentioned that he really liked I'm taking red because red's like my favorite flavor. The Tootsie Roll Pop that has the hard sucker on the outside and then the inside it's like an actual Tootsie Roll Pop.
Yes.
Which I guess we can kind of segue into the sucker, into the Tootsie Rolls, which we have a stash of those over by the laptop. So these were always, I'm not a big sucker fan. You mentioned the Dum Dums. I'm not a real big fan of those. I actually, one of my favorite suckers, and we don't have any, but it's the Charm Pop. Do you remember those?
I remember the Charm Pop.
I
yes.
like the Charm Pops. Yeah, those were always really good to me. And there was also a sucker that almost had like a chalky. It was like a 2-layer. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It's almost like a sweet tart, but it was on a stick.
Yes, I remember
It was
those.
like a 2-layer.
It basically was like a big.
Like a sweet tart.
Like a big sweet tart.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
or Smartie, I guess I should say. But it was like 2 layers, and you could kind of scrape it with your teeth and kind of, eat part of it that way. Those are kind of the suckers that I like. But I do like a good Tootsie Roll Pop. And then when you get to that delicious surprise on the inside.
And the Tootsie Roll, which when we talk the history of Tootsie, named after the inventor's daughter. And
did not know that. It's very interesting.
And the thing about the Tootsie Roll, which I've always found, when I would get them for Halloween, not so much the suckers unless it was chocolate. If it was a different flavor like this one, I don't even know what flavor.
I think, what color?
Really is.
It's like a blueberry maybe or a grape.
Yes. I would trade them off unless it was chocolate. But the Tootsie Roll itself, which we do have a plethora of those, we have what's considered the snack bar.
Which I will tell you what I like about the snack bar. So, splint is getting caught on the table. So what I like about the little bar here, it's about 2 inches long. It comes on that cardboard sturdy backing. Is when I eat these, I don't just pop the whole thing in my mouth. I actually kind of section it off with my teeth, and you can actually see there's kind of 2 grooves in here.
Yes.
And I kind of eat it. It's kind of how I eat it, just like that. Kind of bite it off, chew it, and eat the remainder. Yours has better ridges than mine.
Yes.
Mine was kind of.
I always liked the Tootsie Roll because while I liked the chocolate, they were never overly sweet. They lasted forever. It was not quite as good as a candy bar, but it was better than what I considered the lesser candies on my childhood candy hierarchy. So I was never disappointed with the Tootsie Roll because I knew what I was getting. My expectations were never high with the Tootsie Roll.
Right. Because you knew it would always be the Tootsie Roll.
It was like it was a C+ candy. It was okay. It was never going to be an A, but it was never going to fail me. It was just there. Right. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, when you want something sweet, I mean, they come in different sizes, too, which is what I like about it. Yes. You have this size, and then you have, are these the midgies or no?
No, these are not the midgies. We did not, either I couldn't find them because we had just had so much candy. But I don't know what they call these. These are not the midgies. The midgies are
kind of
like some we're going to get into that we... They're this size, but these are the fruit Tootsie Rolls.
D-list right there. That's a D-list candy.
Yes, I was never into the fruit Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. I never understood it because for Halloween, I would get, maybe one of these or the Midgie, a handful of those, or I might get lucky enough to get one of these sizes. What did you call this?
That's considered the snack bar.
The snack bar.
Yeah.
And then sometimes for Halloween, someone would throw in a handful of the fruit chews, and it would be like a real funky flavor, like a vanilla, which I like, and I like strawberry flavored and lime flavored, but it was just never what I wanted. It was kind of like a Tootsie Roll imposter, even though it was really, by the same company, by the same brand. But yeah, I'm going to admire those from afar and not eat the fruit chews.
Yes, yes. Now, probably my favorite candy that we have on the table is the Chico Stick. Now, I don't know where the name came from. It always makes me think of chicken.
What is...
Peanut butter, toffee, and coconut.
Okay. Atkinson's is the brand. Now, were these big in the South? It kind of seems like, you say chicken, so I kind of think of, this might be big in the South. I don't know why I think that.
I don't know. If it's fattening, it's big in the South.
Okay.
So, yes. I'm going to go with a yes.
Well, this always reminded me of, like, the inside of a Butterfinger. Now, the Butterfinger does not have, of course, the coconut. But it's got that toffee. It's got, kind of that same type of texture. And, these are good. This is not something that we get a lot of. I mean, I don't buy this a lot. This is not a candy I don't recall getting a lot on Halloween. But I also remember they actually had the larger version of the Chico Stick. And I don't remember how much, I mean, they were pretty big, right? Like, they were a good, maybe, I don't know, at least like 6 inches, I would say.
Yeah, and they were always preferred the little ones, though. They were just easier to handle, more convenient. But yes.
And it kind of melts in your mouth, too. You can just chew it like I did. Pop it in your mouth, crunch it, chew it, eat it. Or you could just put it in your mouth and kind of let it melt, kind of let it savor a little bit,
Yes.
Which is also good because that kind of draws out some of the peanut butter toffee flavor, coconut flavor. Yeah, this is a good one. I like this. I'm curious about the history of it. We'll have to research.
They are my favorite candy that we have here.
Crunchy peanut butter and toasted coconut candy. Yeah, they're good. And they always just get stuck in your teeth, too.
Oh, yes.
Like, that's the one thing that I remember about a Chick-O-Stick is that they would kind of get stuck and you'd have to spend some days flossing or brushing really well.
Chick-O-Stick, the dentist friend.
Dentist friend. Yeah, forget all this chocolate. Forget the gummies. Yeah, it's a Chick-O-Stick that gets caught stuck on your teeth.
And we should also talk about candies that started out originally on one holiday. And then I'm assuming because of the greed of the maker, they started branching out into other holidays.
Capitalism.
Yes, capitalism. Capitalism. Where's Bernie Sanders when he needed
Right,
capitalism?
right. You had the debate last night.
Yes.
Now you're getting
And
this.
they started making other shapes, and then they brought them into other holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a candy that I don't like anyway.
I like them.
Yes, you do.
But
like them.
I'm strange about this because I will only eat Peeps on Easter, like in the springtime. I kind of have an issue eating them at other times during the year.
I've never been a fan of Peeps. But
is yours Graveyard too?
No, mine is the chocolate mousse cats.
Chocolate mousse. Okay, that's a new one. Okay, yes. And I have the Graveyard.
And
very cute.
The only way I can really eat a Peep is it's got to be stale. And I mean, slice them open, let them sit until they get a, gas station sandwich crunch about them.
Oh, no.
Which probably makes them dangerous to eat. But, to me, they need to stay on Easter. That's what God intended. Jesus ate them at the Last Supper. That's what I think Pope Francis says, is these are an Easter item.
Pope Francis is perhaps pro-Easter Peep.
He's pro-Easter Peep.
Pro-Easter Peep. Say that 5 times too fast.
And, they suddenly, it's like they're making it a Christmas.
Yeah.
They're
like
making
Christmas
it a Halloween.
Trees, Valentine's Day, I think they're heart-shaped.
Yes, I think there's Arbor Day
It's obnoxious.
Peeps.
Arbor Day. MLK Peeps. I don't know.
Yes. Bank Holiday Peeps. It's ridiculous now how many Peeps that there are out there. She loves them.
Yeah, I might take this home because I do like Peeps, or at least open one later and eat one.
I am, yuck. Okay.
So another candy that I know Brad doesn't like, but I'm very in favor of, is actually candy corn. And I have noticed this year in particular the onslaught of hate that candy corn has really gotten on social media. Just yesterday, I actually saw a post and it said something along the lines of how to eat candy corn, throw in the trash. And I know he agrees with that. And I vehemently disagree with that because candy corn to me is, and again, it's another one of those candies that I'll only eat at Halloween, even though I know I can buy it year round. It's just like little perfect Beatus triangles. I mean, that's kind of what candy corn is. It's full of sugar. In America, we like sugar, right? So I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that all these people really hate candy corn. But I will say, when it comes to candy corn, I guess I'm a purist because I like the yellow, orange, and white candy corn. Maybe you said the way God intended, the way nature intended. Yeah. Because they make what they call Indian corn, which is I don't know all the colors, but I think it's white, orange, and then I think the tip is maybe that chocolate. And it's not really chocolate. It's not like Tootsie Roll chocolate. It's not that good kind of chocolate. It's almost like a bitter. And I don't know what it is. It almost tastes medicinal to me, that Indian corn. That top part, or whatever part is brown, reminds me of like those X-Lax laxatives. Remember those?
That's probably what they are.
And that is probably what they are. It's disgusting. So I don't do the Indian corn. And I also, you can buy what do they call it? The autumn mix, which contains the candy corn that I like, the Indian corn, and then the actual big pumpkins, which again are just these giant balls of sugar, pumpkin balls. But I actually like those. A little bit of those will go a long way. But I could eat one of those and be fine. And I could eat about 20 little pieces of candy corn and be happy. But again, candy corn, I mean, I don't know why people are so down on it.
It's too sweet to me.
It is sweet.
About every
that's what makes it
every
good.
5 years, I will pass a bowl of candy corn,
Yeah.
and I will be like, oh, maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah.
and I will eat a couple of pieces. I'll be like, nope, I'm right, and it'll be another 5 years.
And you can bite off the top part, and you can like insert it in your teeth, which is kind of funny, like in your 2 front teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a good candy to play with, I guess.
Another candy that we disagree on, I'll let you speak to this, is licorice.
Ah, yes, licorice. So I like licorice, and specifically I like black licorice, which again I know is one of those that people either love or hate. I think that's kind of how it is with candy corn. People love it or hate it. So no licorice at all. No red licorice, no pulling peels.
Yeah, my view on licorice is I'm fairly positive that Judas was paid off in silver and red vines. That is my view on licorice.
Well, that's a good debate, though, because
Yes.
people are either red vines or they're Twizzlers. I think that was a Parks and Recreation episode where they talked about that.
I do not like licorice at all. It's almost like a stale gummy to me. No.
And see, if you don't like gummies or anything kind of sour, then you're not going to like the licorice.
No.
I really wish, because I like the pull-and peels, they make the strawberry and they also make the cherry. I wish they would make the black licorice, but in the form of pull-and peels. But so far they haven't done that. So I just have to get the plain old, like the what do you call that? The licorice. God, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like the licorice, not strap. What am I looking for?
It's disgusting licorice.
Disgusting licorice stick, yeah.
Yes.
It's just the black licorice, which I really, really like. And so I'm sure some readers out there and some listeners are, going to be either agreeing with me or agreeing with Brad.
Then the very next thing that we probably should move on to is really one of the main standbys of any child's Halloween, is the peanut M&M.
Ah, yes.
Now, the Mars Company, they hit the nail on the head with M&Ms. Now, for me, they have plain and they have peanut. Now, for me, peanut's the way to go.
Yes.
They're fantastic. No matter if you like M&Ms, anyone can sit down and eat a bag of these without thinking about them.
Like this bag, or do you mean like the pound bag?
I mean,
or
the
a bigger
bag, or the 5-pound bag,
the
or
Costco
however
bag.
many's in front of them.
Yes.
Peanut M&Ms are absolutely fantastic, and they were. Yeah, growing up, this was definitely something that I wanted to see, was the peanut M&Ms.
So with M&Ms, I don't know if we have any plain, but I agree. I like the plain and I like the peanut. I also am a big fan of the peanut butter M&Ms,
Yes.
which, those come out, well, I think you can buy them in the bigger package. They're out year round. They're not a specialty item. But I really wish that Mars would have just stopped right there, because they have really gotten overboard on the M&Ms. I mean, they had, what did they have? They had like an almond. They had almost like a crunch, like a Nestle's Crunch sort of crackle.
Yep.
They had like a crispy, like where they had like rice in the middle, which I guess is like a Nestle's Crunch. And then they also had the dark chocolate M&Ms, which is something that Brad and I both like, dark chocolate, which is probably something that we can talk about in just a little bit. But M&Ms to me, it's like I don't really need them to be dark. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with the nuts and the chocolate just being, the milk kind. But yeah, they went a little overboard on the M&Ms in my opinion. The mint was another one they had, and
it's like sometimes why ruin a good thing?
Exactly. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
Stop with all these iterations of how many M&Ms can I come up with? It's kind of annoying and crazy.
Yes.
Now, did you ever, when you eat the peanut M&Ms, did you ever like suck off all the chocolate and then you get to the peanut? You still do that.
Yes,
okay. You still do that.
I still do that.
Grown people still doing that.
Yes,
so
I still do
that's
that.
good. I do too.
Yes.
I do too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing we have on here that I like is the Twix. Even though as we were talking about today, it's a Twix Mini. But the great fault that I have here is that there's only...
They're so small.
Well, they're so small. There's only one little bar. There's only one little bar in here,
right.
Which there should be two, because otherwise it negates the name Twix. But it is still fantastic. That's the only fault I really have with this.
Now, I like Twix as well, and I remember, and I think they still make them, the peanut butter Twix. Do you guys remember those?
Yes.
Those were delicious.
I was not a fan of those.
Really? See,
Yes.
I love them.
I
And I like the regular Twix too. But I don't think Twix, it's not fallen victim to the M&M curse, has it? Where you've had about 50 different kinds of Twix?
No.
Twix, is that the plural of Twix as Twixes?
Twixes.
Twix-I? I don't know. What
Twixes.
is the plural of that?
Twixes.
Well, the plural of, let's see, indices. Twixies? I don't know how that works. I don't know. That's good. I like it. Yeah, so these are pretty small. This reminds me of, for someone out there that remembers Avon from years ago, how they used to have the lipstick samples. They were about yay big.
Yes.
Kind of what this reminds me of.
My
Yeah.
mom would get, yes.
Yes. Very small, very compact.
This one I'll eat. Because it is
I can get it open here. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And this is literally, you just pop this whole thing in your mouth. There's no section this off. There's no. Yeah, you just pop the whole thing in.
You don't share a mini Twix.
That's right.
You actually would steal one from another person.
That's good. Twix is a solid, very good.
Now, one we have that I will not try, I think they're horrible. It's the Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Now, we've discussed this earlier. We were talking about these. This is a candy bar I see no reason for them to have. It's like white chocolate. Actually, I will open this to show you.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this one.
Yeah. It's white chocolate.
It looks just like the regular Hershey, but, you know, it's...
You can flip it over and see bits of cookie on the back. And I see no reason for them to make this. It's hard. That's all I'm going to say on it. It's one of those where I think we're saying, why ruin a good thing?
Right. And I mean, cookies and cream, you know, ice cream, delicious.
Yes.
Like a cookies and cream milkshake or something along those lines. But, yeah, I'm not a big fan of white chocolate, so therefore that's why I would not really have any interest in that. Now, did this come in the pack with the Hershey's?
Yes.
The plain Hershey's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you occasionally will see those out for sale singly. But I figure I think they have to dump those at Halloween into the packages to get rid of them. I can't imagine. No one's
I don't think there's a big market
out.
for the cookies and cream. Yeah.
No. Now then, possibly the greatest
E.T. movie
E.T.
reference.
Yes, movie reference and the greatest candy push in cinematic history are the Reese's Pieces.
Yes.
Was it Mars? Is it Mars that does M&Ms?
Yeah, Hershey's is Reese's.
Yeah. Mars missed a huge moment with Steven Spielberg and E.T. They were asked to be in E.T. and did not want to foot the bill.
The rest is history.
The rest is history with Reese's Pieces. And although I did not care much for the movie E.T.
What? You don't like E.T.?
I did not, because at the same time, Star Trek Wrath of Khan was coming out, and that was what I wanted to see, but unfortunately I had to go see E.T. instead.
E.T.
So while everyone was phoning home, I was really lamenting not getting to see Mr. Spock and Captain Kirk. But I do love Reese's Pieces.
So one thing I want to point out in the ingredients, it says sugar, no brainer, right?
Yes.
And then what exactly is partially defatted peanuts? I've seen this on other items that I have consumed, other candies, I believe.
Partially, I really don't want to
What
know.
is a defatted peanut? So listeners, help us fill in the blank there. I need to know what a defatted peanut is. I mean, peanuts are fatty. They're good for you. They've taken out all the fat. I don't know. We need to, these are burning questions that we need answered.
But they are gluten-free, so...
Yeah. So feel good about this, that you can eat defatted peanuts, but not consume any gluten.
If my brother Adam's watching this is good for you.
Gluten-free.
Yeah, gluten-free.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces are delicious. And this is something that I do equate with the movie. Obviously, E.T., and I can eat these. They don't gross me out. So
yes, E.T. did not kill the person who was eating these.
So I can eat these with good faith and good passion.
Now, certain candy we actually have left here are things that when I was a kid, I did not want to see in the bowl that I had to take, because these were things that, although they were okay to get, they were nothing I really wanted to see. They were like, these would be the last things I would eat in the candy bag. And we can kind of like take these, actually these three we can actually take some of these as a group, but Atomic Fireballs.
Yeah. Like the Atomic Fireball.
Yeah.
This is not generic.
No, this is the Atomic Fireball. Yeah. And there's nothing atomic or really fireball about these. They're actually sweet. Once you put them in your mouth, after about 10 seconds, it's a ball of sugar.
After all the red's gone, right?
Yeah.
Red dye number 4.
Really. 4.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
50.
Originally, it was like whatever, it was killing you. It was killing rats in a lab, and then had to switch it over to something that was not. But, the Atomic Fireball has been around forever.
Mm-hmm. No. I haven't seen one in a long time, though.
No.
That's funny.
No. No, you had to get these Big Lots in the bag of candy that I bought to give out to all the lucky children this year. But yes, the atomic fireball's been around forever. But again, after, it was nothing that I really wanted to see. And now I feel bad for buying it for the children this year. So I apologize in advance to any child that gets
the
this
fireball
from the Smith house.
I think kids like them though.
Probably little kids.
I mean, yeah, I think that's probably kind of a cool concept to them.
Yeah. The Jawbreaker's all right. A Ball of Sugar lasts a long time.
Jawbreaker, another movie. Ever seen that movie with Marilyn Manson?
Yes.
He had a cameo.
Yes. And then something I did like as a kid until I realized that they didn't live up to their name.
You said that you did like as a kid?
Yeah, until you got the Everlasting Gobstopper. Yeah. They taste great.
Which, okay, hold on. So what's the difference between a Jawbreaker and a Gobstopper? Because this is really not in my wheelhouse of candy. I am not a big fan of really a lot of the
Gobstopper is smaller.
Okay.
It's basically same thing, but smaller. And unfortunately, as someone who liked Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, as a little child, horribly disappointed that this does not last forever.
Ah, yeah. Now you get 3 in a package compared to the Jawbreaker, which is just one.
And they do, and they do actually make these bigger. When I was a little kid, they do make them bigger.
Okay.
But they don't last forever.
They don't last forever.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a big Jawbreaker, super hard candy fan.
Great disappointment when you're 6 and
yes.
you're like, hey, this is going away.
This is
very
it's
disappointing.
Not lasting forever.
The one thing we had that I've never had here, I've never even heard of.
I don't know what this is.
Tea-Berry brand fruit gum.
Tea-Berry. Is this like from an Asian store?
No.
I don't know why I say that.
This was in the bag of mixed candy. I have never heard of this.
Clark. Let's try this. Is it gum?
Yeah.
I'm not a big gum chewer, but for the sake of the podcast, I'll try it. Oh, man. You gotta bite down on that. You have to have some good teeth.
Let's just say, well.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very sugary.
I'm waiting for the stuff to go away. The hard coating.
Yeah.
To get to the gum. This might be worse than the atomic fireballs to hand out. For the really bad kids, give them the Tea-Berry.
Tea-Berry.
Yeah. No. Oh, I can't do it.
It's not it's not what you would call a quality product.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah. Not impressed.
That one I keep my engagement up. Well. Then we have something else I had not heard of. This is a Tiger Pop.
I think I might have heard of this. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I know. This is a Hispanic candy.
Really?
Yeah, because if you look at the fine print where it says Colombiana.
Oh.
Or wait. Colombina. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
So
very
Colombia?
fine print.
All right.
Yes, this is a Producto de Colombia on the back.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
product of Colombia. Yeah,
so you're saying we could get lead poisoning or something, maybe.
Or
there could be like asbestos or something cooked in it.
I don't even know what might be in there. If I can get it open first. What do you think? Tastes like a sucker.
Yeah, it's a sucker.
Yeah. So, what color was yours? It's like a green, and I wonder if some of that is that tamarindo.
You can taste the tiger.
Okay, taste the tiger. Yeah.
Wow.
Tiger Pops.
It's actually pretty good.
I'm trying to look at the ingredients here. But yeah, it's just some citric acid.
It's better than a Dum Dum.
Yeah, Dum Dums are just, when you go get your haircut, sometimes at Great Clips, they'd like to offer you, your kids, if you have kids, the Dum Dums.
Well, when I was growing up, I always got a Dum Dum at the bank. Anytime we'd go to the bank.
I got Tootsie Rolls, actually.
Really?
I got Tootsie Rolls, yeah.
We went, I'm from the poor area in the South.
I was from a small town in Iowa, so.
We got the Dum Dums. It was, you get the Dum Dum, and luckily, though, we could ask specifically. You could ask specifically for the flavor you want. So I'd ask for grape.
Grape.
They had one, to be honest, they'd give you a grape. Otherwise, you'd never like root beer, and I never liked the root beer.
I like the root beers. That's about the only one I do like.
And it was like, but it finally get to a point because I don't think no child in my town liked the root beer, so everyone was asking for something. So you'd eventually reach that point where it's like, I'm sorry,
it was only root beer.
All we've got left, we got like 8,000 root beers we got to get through. So that's what everyone's getting.
That's what you're getting.
12 months.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Until we order the next big batch.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Interesting. I'm gonna try this Tiger Pop.
Sorry. The Dumb Crumb Puggle was getting into our leftovers.
So let's see here. What else do we got? Well, I guess what we really have left is we have some chocolate. So we can take a look at the Whoppers, the
Yes.
original malted milk balls.
Yes.
And this is another candy actually that has other versions for other holidays. Specifically, I always think about Easter when you actually have like the robin's egg.
And
the speckled
I don't
robin's
like
egg.
Whoppers, but I love the robin's eggs.
And why do you like why do you like those, the robin's egg?
I think the density, I don't know, it's like the density or the candy coating or something seems different. Whereas with the Whoppers,
Turns your lips a different color, like sometimes it'll do that. Yeah.
For the robin's
They're blue
eggs,
and
the
they're
speckled
pink.
robin's eggs I like, but I like the little robin's eggs, the tiny ones. But whereas with like these, I don't know if it's the chocolate that coats them.
Like these kind of melt in your mouth. Like I'll put one in my mouth and then I'll just kind of suck on it and let it dissipate.
Yeah, I just don't care much.
But you're
for
right. The robin's
Whopper.
egg, I think, are denser. They're sturdier or something. Yeah.
And these have like a chocolate coating.
Yeah.
But robin's eggs have the candy coating.
And do they still make the Whoppers in like the giant? It was almost like a milk carton, like a half gallon.
Yes.
Do they still make those?
They still make those.
Okay, because I can remember that, how you would open it up and it would get that wonky label kind of on it, like it would get a carton of milk. It didn't have like the cap on it that they do now when you buy milk in a carton. Yeah.
Yeah, they still make those. But something I do like, which I had Sarah try some earlier that she didn't like, but although the filling tastes very much kind of like the same.
Oh, Sixlets.
Sixlets. It's like the poor man's M&M. Candy-coated chocolate-flavored candy.
Now, wait a minute. Interesting enough, does M&M say that on theirs? Do they say anything about... No, it says, this is an important distinction, that it's chocolate candies, not chocolate-flavored candies.
These are chocolate-flavored. So this is just anything, a six, so there's anything that they can make taste like chocolate and cover in candy. So you really, it's
pellet form, pellet shape.
It's mocklet.
Mocklet, yeah.
And
I do like Sixlets, I do.
Yeah. And these, and you can actually buy Sixlet, I can't even pronounce it now, it's been a long show. You can buy these now in like the cake decorating area of stores where they're covered. They look like different colored pearls and stuff to decorate with.
Are they actually Sixlets?
And it actually says Sixlets right on them now.
Interesting. I did not know that. I thought that was something else.
They're not just for poor Halloween candy anymore.
Oh, yeah. And I remember buying Sixlets that were kind of like in the strip, like in the long kind of package, almost like the Tootsie Roll. And you could pop them out like one by one.
Yes, and that's actually when I got these for the show. At first, that's what I thought it was. I got it. I was like, oh no, they're little, bigger packages.
You get more of the poor man's M&Ms in this packaging.
That's what it is. Poor man's M&Ms.
Yeah, but I like Sixlets. Sixlets are an interesting candy.
And they have not changed since as long as I can remember. They're
staying the course. They really are.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about Whoppers I just wanted to mention is sometimes how you'll get a Whopper, especially in that carton, and it's almost like there's nothing in it. And it's kind of just like this dried, dehydrated chocolate. So you pop it in your mouth and you kind of suck on it. And you're kind of getting just a little bit of remnant of the malted milk, and then you get the rest of the chocolate. And there's always at least like one or two of those in the carton, in the batch. I can remember that.
Yes.
And I like that. That was kind of a good flavor. Taste.
We have Milky Ways, but I'm surprised we haven't done these yet. The fun-sized Milky Way, which I guess as far as, getting the miniature candy bars, it was never good as a Snickers.
But still good.
But it was still good.
It's still good. I do like Milky Ways.
And although we didn't have any, which I don't know if they, I swear they make them in miniature form. I like the Three Musketeers better than a Milky Way, but I like Milky Way.
But the difference is the Three Musketeers doesn't have the caramel, right?
Yes.
That's the only difference, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do like the Milky Way though.
Mm-hmm. I do like the Milky Way. And what I liked about the Milky Way is for a brief time, they actually had a dark chocolate Milky Way. And it was like in a purple packaging.
I remember that.
I don't know if they were in the fun size, but I didn't want the fun size because I like dark chocolate so much. I wanted the full size. And I don't think they make those anymore.
No, they do not.
Yeah. And they also made,
not that I remember.
Kit Kat, they made those in dark chocolate, which is another good candy bar that I like.
It is. Kit Kat I enjoy. In fact, I know I've given you some, and I should have brought them out here for the show.
Green tea.
Yes, we have the green tea Kit Kat, but I guess it's really what would be the proper show because it is not a candy that American children can get all the time.
Right. We'll save that for our ethnic edition.
We'll do an ethnic show, and we will bring out green tea Kit Kats.
Candy.
But the Kit Kats are fantastic. It is a crispy wafer. Although I do think, I can't see in the background, I do think it is a mocklet and not chocolate.
Let's see
Can
here.
you
What's
tell?
the first? Let's see what the first ingredient is here. They got it hidden. They don't want you to know, apparently.
Does it say milk chocolate?
Oh my! I didn't even have the ingredients on here. I think we would have to go to the actual package.
Because it doesn't
Find
actually.
out.
Normally they fill milk chocolate on there.
Yeah.
If it's milk chocolate, but
It's got the allergen label though. Contains milk, wheat, and soy. So what's interesting about the Kit Kat is, to your point about the Twix, how they give you two. They don't. They actually give you two of the Kit Kat. You're not just getting a kit or a cat. You're actually getting the full thing.
Yes.
You know.
Although I have seen smaller versions of these.
I don't know if I have.
Yes, I have.
But do they still give you two?
No, it's just one. I've seen a very little teeny tiny of
So
them.
there we go.
Yes,
There
I have
it's
seen
the
a
kits
tinier
for the
version of
cats.
these.
Okay.
Now then.
Yeah, Kit Kats are good. And they also made white chocolate version for a while.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm not a fan of white chocolate.
No.
Now, give me the dark or the milk, and I'm happy.
It's an abomination.
Yeah.
Now, since, we talked about earlier the Chico Sticks being somewhat like the inside of a Butterfinger, and we have Butterfingers, I do not like Butterfingers.
Really?
Yes, even though the inside is a lot like
what
that.
TV show is associated with, what TV character is associated with the Butterfinger?
Well, of course, Bart Simpson.
Okay, very good.
Yes. And I don't know if it's because the inside is not as sturdy, maybe as the Chico Stick, or that it's covered in chocolate. Yeah, I have never been a fan of them.
They're messy, so, if you open this up and you take a bite, you usually get crumbs everywhere. And so that was kind of always my thing I didn't really like about Butterfingers. I love the taste, but they're kind of messy. With the Snickers, you can kind of break it apart, eat it with your fingers, whatever. But with this, you take a bite and you're getting remnants all over the place. And the chocolate.
It's just, I don't know.
Now with Butterfinger, they also, and I saw this at Walgreens a few weeks ago, they do like the combination of Reese's and Butterfinger together, which is taking, I believe it's like a combination of those two. And they've also seen the Butterfingers where it's like in the ball form. So kind of like a Whopper, but yet the inside is like
in the box. And you have to sprinkle a few out. Okay. Yes.
Excuse me. But I think I saw where it was like a combination of a Reese's and then also a Butterfinger, which I thought would be kind of interesting. But
then we have one of the, I think, mainstays of candy that has been around forever, that everyone always ends up getting at Halloween trick-or-treating, are the Smarties.
My child loves this candy.
Yes. I like Smarties. Always have. They remind me, even though they taste much better than what I want to say they remind me of, but they remind me of Pez.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do. Different shape, but yeah,
different
definitely.
Shape. They taste a lot better. Pez, I think, are disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a big
They taste medicine.
Medicine-y, yeah.
I've never seen it's the dispenser I think people like.
Yes, of course.
But Smarties
if you were dispensing Whoppers or Sixlets, people would probably like it a lot more.
Yes. But Smarties have been around forever.
Yeah. And who makes these?
No, I don't know. Does it say it on the package?
It might when you unwrap it. There's some writing on there. But yeah, Smarties are good.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess, just from looking at the wrapper, I think how old it is, I'm going to go with the Necco.
Necco, yes, Necco. Good.
Although Necco makes the Necco wafers, and I'm not the biggest fan of Necco wafers.
Yeah, I bet you're right. I bet it's Necco.
And then we also have, I will go with this, the Double Bubble.
I'm not a big gum chewer.
I'm not a big gum chewer, but if I chew gum, I like Double Bubble. I liked Hubba Bubba as a kid. Occasionally I remember on Halloween getting Jewels, the gum that had the little, burst of flavor. It was the liquid inside.
Oh, yes.
I remember giving it out. But Double Bubble, and I think Bazooka Joe, which, of course,
had the cartoons. It was like
the square. It had the cartoons.
Yes,
it was also the world's hardest, gum.
Yes. It was a Hubba Bubba was like the other one.
Hubba Bubba was
I remember getting that
the commercials
for
had the cowboy.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but Double Bubble I think is probably the biggest mainstay of what gets given out at Halloween.
Yes. Or what's the other one? There's one that comes in like a pink and a blue and like a white wrapper.
That's Bazooka.
But it's like wrapped like this.
Oh, it is.
What is that? Yeah, somebody out there has to know. It's not Double Bubble. It's like wrapped in it's almost like a dark blue and then a pink and then a white.
I know what you're talking about.
Or is it red? I can't remember.
I know which one. I can't think of what it is, but I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one I always think of when I think of gum. But yeah, I'm just not a big gum chewer. I never have been.
You have another one I like, which is like a taffy, is Airheads.
Yeah. Hey.
And Airheads, as far as taffies, I do like taffy.
Now these are the ones where will they turn your tongue blue?
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
And they're soft too, which I like that.
Yes, they come in various flavors. This is our sound producer.
We don't have lemon heads.
Yes, you do.
We have those are jawbreakers.
So these are very popular with children.
Hello.
Lila, you gonna be on the show? Okay, I'll try that.
Hi.
This is taffy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I had an airhead. So, is there a candy called Warhead?
Yes. Now, Warheads are also very popular with kids at Halloween. They're super sour. But they're ones where they're super sour for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then they're just basically just a sweet piece of hard candy.
Okay.
But they're very, very sour, and they make the...
I couldn't think if that was actually a candy. I'm like,
Yeah.
is that a candy I'm
Yeah,
thinking
so
of?
the Warheads, they come in a hard, sour candy, but then you can also, they make them in a powder form. So, yes.
By the way, Hershey's, the Hershey bar was invented in 1900.
Nice.
There you go.
We're right up close. Like
That
late
was
1800s.
one of our production assistants. Thank you.
So it's celebrating like 115 years.
Yes. But the Warhead or the Airhead is a I've always liked them. They come in blueberry or blue raspberry, watermelon, various flavors.
It's too sweet.
Now we get down to one of my favorites to get. If I get candy at they've been around, Milk Duds.
Hey, Rod's here.
One of my favorites to get. And it's pretty good.
You want to eat you?
What do you generally think?
About Milk Duds?
I'm choking to death on an Airhead. Okay.
I couldn't swallow it. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh man. So Milk Duds I like. They're an interesting concept. You have your chocolate and caramel together. I don't dislike them by any means, but I also don't really, they're not my go-to. If I got a box for Halloween, and I remember getting these as a kid, I was okay with it. I mean, I liked them, but it certainly wasn't the Kit Kat or the Reese's. And they're kind of an old school candy. Like, you don't see people eating these much anymore. You don't see them in a lot of, in a lot of mixes and things like that, to my knowledge anyway.
Now you never really see them unless it's around Halloween or holiday.
Mm-hmm.
You generally never see these at the theater.
Oh, yeah, for like $8 a box.
Yes, and that's generally where I will eat them is at the theater if I'm not getting...
Have you put them in popcorn?
M&Ms. No, I'm not. I never mix.
Because Junior Mints and popcorn. Junior Mints, name the show that's associated with that. Seinfeld, yes. And popcorn is a delicious combination.
But I love Milk Duds. I do.
Yeah.
It was probably, I guess, only, again, my childhood hierarchy of candy. This was probably like an A-. It went right after the Snickers.
So how do you think they compare to, say, a Tootsie Roll? Because they're kind of similar.
Oh, no, I thought these were much better than a Tootsie Roll.
Really?
I thought the flavor
it's got the
was
caramel.
better.
You got the caramel.
Stuffed
Yeah, you got the
inside.
caramel.
Yes, this is much better. Now, the last item we have is...
the grand finale, folks.
The grand finale, folks. This was the Lucky Lights.
The bubblegum cigarettes.
Bubblegum cigarettes.
So you guys probably remember that they're growing up for us. I remember the two types of candy cigarettes. There was the actual candy where it was kind of almost like a Fun Dip stick in the form of a cigarette that had like the red end where the light was, and then you would just chew on it. So it kind of looked like a cigarette. And these are the bubble gum, which if you remember, the bubble gum is, wrapped in white paper. And then when you would actually puff on it, like smoke would come out or.
These are made in Macedonia. But, yeah, these are Lucky Lights bubblegum candy. The parents love when you give these out to their children. Because there's nothing like having your child come home and thinking they're Don Draper. They love it when you give out candy.
Now,
cigarettes.
moms might like that, and maybe some dads.
Yes.
I would be okay with that.
They come home pretending they're smoking, smack their mom on the butt. They just love it when you give them out fake cigarettes.
A low ball glass,
Yes.
You got
a low ball.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yes.
And I'm sure the Philip Morris Company would love if you would give more of these out too, to get them thinking early of smoking. Now, I remember, and I don't know if these do this, but I remember on the bubble gum ones, that if you blew hard enough, some of the powder would come out and it would look like smoke. And
That's I mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
I don't know if
So
they would
let's
still do that.
try. Let's try here.
It did it.
So okay. Oh, now see, I remember growing up, they did not look like this. So they had actually improved on this and made.
They've added a filter. No.
This is no kidding. Yeah, we were doing John Draper cigarettes earlier when I was a kid, but no, this is truly it's got the filter and everything.
If you blow on it one time really hard, it'll come out.
Look at that.
Yes.
Old time's sake. Wow.
My God.
Now, does it have any more in it, or is it just that one time?
No, that was just the one.
Okay, so they've skipped on that then, because when they used to have the non-filter and just the white paper, you would get a 3 or 4 maybe good puffs of smoke.
Yeah. That's just God.
Nah, it didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
What a dud.
The only thing they really have that I think that comes close to, I mean, this looks like a cigarette, and then I've always thought the candy buttons look like an acid paper.
Oh, the candy buttons! Yes. I forgot about those.
Yes, I never liked the candy buttons.
Yes.
That's what it always reminded me of. Was like an acid blotter.
Yes.
But yes. Wow.
We're starting them early, folks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm actually not going to be home for Halloween this year, but maybe next year I will buy a pack. I'll buy on Amazon. I'll get the candy cigarettes and I'll pass those out in my neighborhood.
Yeah, they will love that.
Yeah.
Well, we got these just for the show. The Smith household will not be passing these out.
Right. This was just kind of an old time sake candy that I remember growing up with.
I'm actually curious now what the gum tastes like.
Well, the gum I remember used to be a lot pinker.
Yeah. I'm sure it probably. Oh my God!
Oh wait, now there's more smoke.
That's an interesting thing. Look.
Okay, these look weird because it never used to look like this. This is almost like a kind of like a periwinkle or like a light lavender.
Okay, it tastes pretty good. Actually, don't taste like my sweet. Oh my God! Oh, God.
You put the whole thing in?
Oh, that's rough. I'd rather actually chew a real cigarette. Well, that wouldn't do it.
And wait, it's different color. That's like an orange. Mine was more like a lavender.
Wow.
It's like a peach. Oh, they are different colors. That's funny.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
But.
And they don't even get 20, or wait, how many cigarettes are in a pack? 20? That's how many is in a pack. Yeah, they don't even give you 20. They give you maybe 10.
But on the plus side, they don't tax these as much as they do regular cigarettes. So this would be a good thing to start your children out on young for you.
Or I bought them in Kansas,
for you
so
parental smokers out there. So.
Yeah, I can't. Oh no.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's like I'm still chewing sugar.
God.
Yeah. 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
2 minutes in. Oh, yeah, not good.
That actually makes me want to eat some licorice to get rid of the taste.
Some black licorice, which I actually, yeah. I might have some of that later to cleanse the palate.
Okay.
Well, I think that's it. You look at our pile of candy here.
That is
put
really,
a good dent in it, and we have more candy behind the computer there. But we want to thank you guys for watching our very first episode.
Yes.
This was kind of
exciting.
It was fun.
Rough.
It was a little rough, but we all have to start somewhere, right?
We thought we would have trouble talking for 30 minutes, and we've talked over an hour, which is exciting. Yeah. We will have another show hopefully in about a week and a half. We'll get this out posted. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Give us feedback.
We'll post this on our Facebook page, The Dumb Crumb, which I think we already have some followers, so thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
And we'll might be posting some fun questions out there for our listeners and our watchers to actually answer. And just share your feedback. I mean, this is something that we just, are passionate about. We like talking about food. We like eating food. So this is something we're doing for fun.
Yes.
So we're not trying to make tens of millions of dollars off of this, but if we just so happen to someday, then hey, good for us, right?
Yes.
And good for all you guys.
Some live, or not live shows. We'll be filming from some on-site locations. In a couple of months, we'll be starting in a sound recording studio, filming from there. So that's really it. So everyone have a good night.
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you.
Go Royals. Bye.